Dressing your characters is important. And yes, I am serious. Just because some writers claim they write in their pajamas or sweats or hide in a cave doesn't mean your characters have to go bare, or leave it up to the reader's imagination. The reader might not have that much imagination, and they are looking for ways to learn new things about the characters. Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Ellen Byerrum, author of The Crime of Fashion Mysteries and Crook Tales for Two, my brand new book. I'm always thinking about what the characters should wear and what they do and look like. And I have these great postcards. Aren't they pretty? I just mentioned that because my book is out now and my characters are very well dressed in a way that suits them, whether it's white tie and tails and an evening gown. This week, I want to talk about the importance of what to wear in our books. I know some people don't care, and I've heard male writers say they want their readers to imagine what the characters look like and how they dress. Their characters are too busy blowing things up and wrecking cars and shooting people to have to worry whether they are clothed or even clean. If I read a book where characters are not described, I feel cheated. Is he 6'2" or 5'3"? Details create an image in our minds, and descriptions should be sprinkled up front before it's too late. Is she a blonde, a brunette, or a redhead? I once attended a workshop on voice acting where someone was voicing a book and was horrified to find belatedly that halfway through the main character was English and he had to start over. Obviously, he might have read the whole book before starting the vocal work. But still, an upfront description by the author would have helped. What characters wear is important. For instance, Sherlock Holmes and other detectives are forever deducing things through apparel, whether it's broken buttons, a particular type of heel, or whether someone's shabby underwear matches their brand new outerwear. Today in the real world, we might form an opinion when we see someone wearing a red ball cap with a political statement on it, and a t-shirt that is oversized with an offensive yet misspelled slogan. We come to a conclusion. The way a book's characters clothe themselves gives us clues about their personalities, professions, income, and social standing. Fabrics, like this one with gold thread, also contain information. My book is set in 1934, a particular time in history with a special style. One amazing thing is if you look at pictures dating from the Depression, even the men in breadlines wore hats and suits. They may be threadbare, but they still struggle to look acceptable to be part of the norm. In Crook Tales for Two, my character, pretend this is her, Esme de la Forêt, is a playwright who needs to look stunning for her opening night and other events, and she comes up with a clever way to look glamorous. She has purchased gorgeous costumes from the theater where she works, fashionable gowns and cocktail frocks from a play that flopped. The theater never wanted them to be seen on its stage again and associated with a flop play. Esme could see their value, and none of the actors wanted them because actors can be superstitious. As an aside, I have a friend who is an actor who told me she'd never wear clothes that had been in a flop. After I came up with this brilliant idea, purchasing costumes from the wardrobe, I found out that in 1930s, the actress Kay Francis became known as one of the best-dressed women in New York. Her secret? Borrowing clothes from the theater's wardrobes where she worked. In my book, mobsters dress differently than playgoers in their elegant gowns and tuxedos. I've given one mob boss a particular camel hair coat that is his signature. When the camel coat arrives, the tension rises. Reporters are scruffier than businessmen. Debutantes flaunt frocks that signal money. A private investigator has more than one wardrobe to signal that he understands different classes of people. During the 1930s, gold lame, which this dress is made of, was very popular for evening wear, and I'm lucky enough to have a couple of examples of this luxurious material in my personal vintage clothing collection. This dress is my most amazing item, and it came to me in a trunk of fashions when an elderly neighbor in our apartment building had to move to a nursing home. His niece gifted it to me. The clothes belonged to his late wife, and were designed by her mother, Christina White Forrester. This gown is gold lame, and the underlining is magenta, as you can see here. I'm not sure of the material, but it could be organdy. It is very soft. The lace is extravagant, as you can see, striped cut-ins with the other material. And also I want to note, this gown is extremely petite. I had to pin it to the mannequin. And Christina herself leaves behind a mystery. She was supposedly a designer for a department store in Texas. Judging by the amazing clothes she left behind, she designed from World War I to the 1950s. I wasn't able to find much about her except in papers about a real estate dispute. Christina probably deserves a novel simply by providing inspiration, and I want to know more about her. If she did design couture for a big department store, what happened to it? Now, you can find inspiring ideas for clothing your book's characters everywhere. At the movies, on television, in old magazines, and one of my favorites, in vintage clothing stores. Or you may stumble over a trunk full of fascinating fashions. Just open your eyes and look at people on the street. In addition to this gold gown, I was the lucky recipient of a number of outfits in that trunk, and I find a multitude of stories in them. Let me encourage you to clothe your characters in compelling descriptions. How we dress them gives the readers important information. In other words, fashion clues. Don't let them go naked into that good night. That's all I have for now. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.